Hey guys, Tara here from Recovering Book Hoarder, bringing you March's Shelf Spotlight. Since it is middle grade March and we are wrapping up middle grade March, I decided we would explore my middle grade shelf today. So, this is one of my favorites because there's several of my favorite things on here. So, let's start with this picture. This is my second family. Do you know who this is? It's the Weasleys. The wonderful Weasleys. I absolutely adore this photo. This was in the Lit Joy Magical Crate edition for the Burrow, and it's one of my absolute hands down favorite art pieces I have ever gotten in a subscription box. So that lives on the shelf. Then we also have this beautiful Alice in Wonderland teacup that is from the Disney parks. I have another one that's very similar to this. It's black and white. This one made its way back here as a gift souvenir because my husband and daughter went to Disney without me last time. So that was my gift. Then we have this special edition. This is from the Folio Society, I think is what it's called. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, the Folio Society. So this is a special edition of Howl's Moving Castle that was put out in 2019. It's gorgeous. It's illustrated. So this is the cover. The back. The end pages are amazing. And please, if you can hear my daughter, she's in the background talking to my sister-in-law in Germany. She misses her a lot. So yeah, and then there's like some full page illustrations, like, for example, here we go. And it's just an absolutely beautiful edition. So, and then this is the box that it came in, the cover. So this lives there because I like to look at it. All right, then we have, these are for my game, my coin and D20 dice. If you watched my Recovering Book Hoarders game of reading, then you will have seen those. All right, so these are all books that I have not read yet, with the exception I have read Howl's Moving Castle, but that's on my list of rereads that I want to reread, so that's why it's in here. And if there's anything else, I'll point it out as we go. So let's start over here. So we have Rump, which is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, and I heard about this one from Krista over at Books and Jams, and this is a whole series. There's also Jack, Grump, and Red, and I don't know, maybe there's more at this point, not sure. So I am really looking forward to that one. I think it's going to be funny. Then we have the Anne of Avonlea series. I just hauled these not long ago. I've read the first one. I read Anne of Green Gables. And then this is just this absolutely beautiful edition of all the rest of them. So that's what the sides look like. And then each one, we've got Anne of Avonlea. Isn't this art just beautiful? It's the most beautiful one I've seen. Anne of the Island. Anne of Ingleside. Rainbow Valley. Anne of Windy Willows. Anne's House of Dreams, and Rilla of Ingleside. So those are living there until I get around to reading them. Then we have Blended by Sharon M. Draper, and this is a story about a girl who is mixed race, and I believe she feels like she doesn't belong. I think, like it says, I reach out and touch my father's hand. I look at my pale fingers next to his. Daddy? What, sweetie? Do you think people think I'm black or white when they see me? Am I black or white? His lips turn up into the slightest of smiles. I can't tell if it's a sad one, though. He looks at me with his bright brown, almost black eyes, with his thick lashes just like mine. Yes, is his reply. Yes. It just sounds so good. Okay, then I have a more recent purchase, and that was The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and this is, from what I understand, a Cinderella retelling. Okay, let's see. Then we have Classic Starts. So these two are abridged versions, and I got them for free, I think, They're free from Barnes & Noble with a purchase of some other books, and these are the ones that I had picked. So The Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas and A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Then we have Just Mercy, A True Story for the Fight of Justice. And this is adapted for young readers by Brian Stevenson. Did not mean to get this version. I didn't realize this was the version that I was getting. But on the plus side, that means that it's a book that I can read with my daughter. Right, then we have Amelia Fang by Laura Ellen Anderson, Amelia Fang and the Unicorns of Glitteropolis, and Amelia Fang and the Barbaric Ball. And I heard about these from Gav over at How to Train Your Gavin. And I think these are highly illustrated books, and they are super fun illustrations. So check that out. And there's a lot of illustrations. So I think this is going to be a super easy read. I have Trixie Belden, #1, The Secret of the Mansion. I have never read any Trixie Belden, and I am hoping that I like it better than I liked Nancy Drew. It says Trixie first appeared over 50 years ago in The Secret of the Mansion, which was followed by 38 other adventures as generation after generation of readers grew up with mystery-loving Trixie and her friends. Now, after 15 years, Trixie is back to make fans of a new generation. So, we'll see. Give it a shot. I think I got this one for free from a friend whose daughter was getting rid of some books. Okay, then we have The Winterborn Home by Allie Carter. And I cannot remember if I heard about this one from Alexandra Roslin or if it was Amanda the Curly Reader. I can't remember. It was one of them, though, that talked about this and just sounded so good. I think it's some magic, and there's a school, and I just love magical schools. Like this one says, fast-paced thrill ride of a book filled with great characters, swashbuckling action sequences, secret passageways, mystery, and plenty of humor. It's Batman meets Annie. Fun. Okay, then we have Beauty and the Beast. This is the Mina Lima illustrated edition, and I love all things Mina Lima. I want to own all things illustrated by Mina Lima. So, let's see. It's there. And then this is another one that has moving illustrations also. Interactive illustrations is what they call them. So here, and it moves, that part moves, and this one moves, and yeah. So talented. I believe it's a husband and wife illustrating team, and I love it. All right, then we have Sarah Plain and Tall by Patricia McLaughlin. And this is a Newbery winner. Crystal was actually just talking about this one last night on our bestie Zoom call. And I was really surprised. She said I was surprised it was so thin, and I concurred. I wasn't sure if this was an abridged version or if Sarah Plain and Tall is truly this small, because I always thought it was a full-size classic, but if this is the real size, it's not. Okay, then we have a bunch of Roald Dolls, which I had gotten, again, from a friend whose daughter was getting rid of some books, and I have never read any Roald Dolls, and I need to, because Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, both of them I love, but I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I adore the Johnny Depp version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I just think it's so funny. It's that sick, twisted sense of humor, Tim Burton sense of humor, and I have seen it so many times, and I laugh still every single time I see it. So anyway, need to read some Roald Dahl. So we've got Fantastic Mr. Fox, Matilda, the BFG, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Okay, then we have York by Laura Ruby, and this is book 1, The Shadow Cipher. So I think the series is called York, and The Shadow Cipher is the name of the book, maybe. But I had heard Krista talk about this. It was a middle grade March pick several years ago. I don't think it was last year. I think it was maybe the year before. I think that's was what it was. Okay, then I have book 1 of The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer, and then I have book 3 because I was able to find this one on Book Outlet, and so I went ahead and picked that up when I saw it, but I need book 2 and all the rest. All right, then we have Black Brother by Joel Parker Rhodes. Sometimes 12-year-old Dante wishes he were invisible. As one of the few black boys at Middlefield Prep, most of the students don't look like him. They don't like him either, dubbing him Black Brother. Dante's teachers and classmates make it clear they wish he were more like his lighter-skinned brother, Trey. When he's bullied and framed by the captain of the fencing team, King Allen, he's suspended from school and arrested for something he didn't do. Terrified, searching for a place where he belongs, Dante joins a local youth center and meets former Olympic fencer Arden Jones. With Arden's help, he begins training as a competitive fencer, setting his sights on taking down the fencing team captain no matter what. As Dante hones his fencing skills and grows closer to achieving his goal, he learns the fight for justice is far from over. Now Dante must confront his bullies, racism, and the corrupt systems of power that led to his arrest. When I saw this, I just thought it sounded so good, and I have not heard anybody talk about this on BookTube, so we shall see. All right, then we have book 5 of The Kingdom Keepers. Currently reading book 3 with my daughter, and I need to get book 4. Pick this one up whenever I saw it on Book Outlet. Look, I hate when that happens. It's the risk you take when you buy from Book Outlet. You're just never sure what kind of condition the book's going to be in. And this was not advertised as a damaged book, because, you know, they have their, like, scratch and... It'll say, is it bargain or is it scratch and dent? And this was under bargain, not scratch and dent. That irritates me. Okay, then I have book 2 of The Candy Makers. This one's The Candy Makers and the Great Chocolate Chase. This is by Wendy Mass, and this is the sequel to The Candy Makers, which I actually talked about over on Krista's channel for my middle grade March recommendation. I loved the first book. And I think in this one, they go on a road trip, and it's just... I love the characters. It's so character driven, and I absolutely love it. All right. Then we have The Weekend by Christopher Pike. I was a huge Christopher Pike fan whenever I was, when I was younger, like 12. I want to say like ages 10 to 13 or 14. Like, I read everything. Christopher Pike, R.L. Stine, Richie Tankersley Cusick. Those were like my go-tos. And I have not read any of Christopher Pike in such a long time. So my cousin was getting rid of some books, and this was one of them, and I want to see if he holds up. All right, then we have The Giver Quartet. I found this beautiful edition at Ollie's many years ago, so they aren't going to have it now. But this has The Giver, Gathering Blue, Messenger, and Sun, and I have read The Giver and Gathering Blue. Have not read Messenger or Sun, but I want to reread The Giver and Gathering Blue as well. So gorgeous, has a ribbon, sprayed edges. I could not pass it up. All right, then we have the Winter House books 2 and 3. Which one's which? Let's see. Book 2. Okay. The Secrets of Winter House, and then the Winter House Mysteries. I enjoyed book 1, so we'll see what happens in books 2 and 3. Then our last 2 books, we have The Gauntlet by Karuna Riazi. Nothing can prepare you for The Gauntlet. It doesn't look dangerous exactly. When 12-year-old Farah first lays eyes on the old-fashioned board game, she thinks it looks elegant. It is made of wood, etched with exquisite images, a palace with domes and turrets, latticework, windows that cast eerie shadows, a large spider, and at the very center of its cover, in broad letters, is written, The Gauntlet of Blood and Sand. Sounds very Jumanji-esque. Then the last one, this was in Ollie's Find, and that is The Train of Lost Things by Amy Joan Paquette. It says, a story of lost magic and the power of memories. Marty has always loved to hear his father tell the story of the Train of Lost Things, a magical engine that flies, yes flies, all around the world, collecting children's lost objects. Then one day, Marty loses his most precious possession, a jean jacket packed with memories, which was given to him by his dad, who's now very sick. Marty is devastated. He thinks the Train of Lost Things is just a story, but what if it's real? Marty embarks on a desperate adventure to find the train, which is now his only link to the irreplaceable jacket. Sounds good. All right, so that is my middle grade shelf. Have you guys read any of these? I would love to hear what you have to say about any and all of them. If you like what you want to see more from me, go ahead and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. If you want to find me other places, there's a bunch of links down in the description. And I will catch up with you guys later. Bye.